What is going on, guys? Klepto here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my honest opinion on the state of BakuProject, as well as some critique, some positive feedback, and I might be interviewing some people in this video, asking them what they think about the game. Now, starting off, I'm going to be going over the positives with this update that I really enjoy and that I feel are perfect. Now, first things first, I'm going to start off by saying the new system, how negates work, I love it. The fact we only have one negate per attribute is amazing. I've never felt a way like this before where I can just play the game not having to worry about my opponent just negating everything that I do. It's even gotten to a point where most players that have access to negates in their deck literally don't use them anymore. Let's just say Chaos and Aquos. Most of the players that I see in that attribute don't even use their negates, which even for Aquos is pretty weird considering you have Water Refrain. Now it has come to a state where every attribute literally has one kind of negate, except for, well, no, Subterra still has a negate if you use Piercian. However, why would you use Piercian if, you don't really care about negates? Obviously, Pyrus doesn't have a negate, but they very easily could get a negate with Piercian. Now it just comes down to, does people really care about the negate? I don't think people do. Me personally, I use negate because I have Aventus Altair. I use Spinal Saucer. I love Spinal Saucer as an ability from the show as well, so I'm gonna keep using it. Do I do it for the negate? Not really. I do it for the G power gain. So at the end of the day, negates barely used, and when they're used, that's it. Done deal. Nothing else. I love that. Next up, I want to go over the reworked attributes as well as the new card art we have on literally every card in the game. Now I gotta be honest, whoever made the cards, reworked the cards, I just want to say amazing job to you. And hey, if you're watching this video, reach out to me on Discord, bro, because I really want to thank you, because this shit looks amazing. I've never been so excited to play a Bakugan game before, like fucking the Wii console game, and I was just using ability cards. I looked at Alpha Blaster, I was like, damn, that shit looks cool. And now we literally have card art even better than back in the day. It looks amazing, bro. Well fucking done. I know you might say I'm glazing. I don't give a fuck. I'll glaze him any day of the week. But before we stray off topic here, the reworked attributes. Now it's a downside and a upside to it, I guess you could say. Attributes such as Aquos getting a rework. Me personally, I find it kind of strange. Previously, when I used Aquos before the update, I had a very fun time just, double teaming my opponents with Dive Mirages. Doing all that stuff. They didn't really have much going for them other than double teaming and running away. They didn't have any G power boosts. They had a -50 water sap, stuff like that. I don't even remember because it was so irrelevant. I don't know what they used to run, but now it's like you just wait. In a team battle, you just wait. And what I've found out is if you run yourself a Piercian with his negate card, and you just set him up as a Blue Sky and Holograph Divide setup Bakugan. You're literally just having a Omni Negate on the field, and yeah, it's pretty toxic, but at the end of the day, you're never going to be able to set that up if you're playing against multiple opponents. And, I mean, why would you ever let an Aquos Bakugan user set up? You wouldn't. Attributes like Aquos getting a rework, weird. I don't really like that playstyle, so I can't really say it's ass. Let me know in the comments what you think about Aquos. Yeah, I'm done with Aquos. I'm gonna talk about Subterra. Subterra, amazing rework. It actually works now. It's definitely not the worst attribute anymore. I would say it's right in the middle, if not at the top, right at the middle. I've used it at the start of the game. I can't really judge an attribute off of the start. I can only judge it by the end and what I've seen players use it. The players I've fought using Subterra have actually almost destroyed my entire rectum. I ain't gonna lie. They just be fisting me. But yeah, we got Darkus as well. Darkus, I mean, amazing attribute. It's still pretty good. Some people say it's a nerf. Some people say it's just a rework. I say it's literally just a rework and it works. It literally doesn't change anything except for being a little more selfish and situational heavy in team battles. Could be a strong ass attribute in singles could still be a very strong attribute if you get the right things on the field. Another thing I want to go over, lag has been patched by your boy BakuDev, I assume. The game doesn't lag as much as it did 2 weeks ago or a week ago, which I'm very happy about. No more crazy lag. It might lag when there's like peak players, but that rarely happens. I don't really see lag nowadays. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having a lot of fun just battling. Battles are not as slow as they used to be. They're actually like kind of medium speed. It's at least going forward. And next up, I want to talk about the Season 2 Bakugan that have been added to the game. I want to say most of them are amazing fun, even though some of them are shit in certain attributes. I mean, there are some that are even terrible in literally every attribute. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy. Altair looks majestic. Nemesis. I've had my beef with Nemesis, but he's redeemed himself. He's amazing in this game. Can I also just say, can we like actually scale the Bakugan so that, you know, they're their original size? Because I'm pretty sure Altair is supposed to be one of the biggest Bakugan. But yeah, trading helps a lot. Now, what I mean by this is when I started the game, which I started like a week later than everybody else because I was obviously at the military, trading helped me catch up and get to know the game a lot better. I started off with Darkus, and my God, did I get trades from you guys, and you guys were amazing. I got myself a Altair, an Elfin, I believe, and then I had a Vulcan. I could be wrong, but either way, I got 2 Guardians straight off the bat from viewers while I was streaming, and they gave me some HSP so I could, you know, try out the game, see what's good, and yeah, I mean, because of that, I have everything that I have now. I'm not saying that the only reason I have everything I have is because of my viewers, but they're the ones that started me on this path, and they're the reason why I'm Ventus. I ain't gonna lie. Ventus, fun attribute, I guess. It works. Yeah, I'll take that. Now, the only thing that I want to say is like a terrible feature with trading is that whenever you trade, there's a possibility that you crash. And that really just annoys me. At the end of the day, it still works though. It works, but it's just that, oh, come on, man. I'm so tired of these crashes. And yeah, I mean, that's literally all I want to say. It's 2v2s for you freeze, the new NPCs, all the new stuff that's been like added into the game. W. And I love the fact that we got clans. But yeah, that's about my take on the positives on the game. Loving the game. I hop on every day, play a couple of matches, go off, come back online, or just don't come on at all. Depends. You guys know me. I like to play with my friends. I don't like playing alone because I find that very boring. But that's just a skill issue, I guess. That's just me. Next up, I want to go over the negatives. Now, before you start going, oh, it's a single dev, it doesn't matter. Everyone is titled to criticism. If you don't like that, click off the video now or skip to the timestamp that I'm putting down right now. It might be on the screen, who knows. But the negatives are as follow. Number 1 that I want to say right now, the shop is terrible. Now, with the amount of players that literally play this game every day and just sit at the shop, you'd think, you'd literally think that the shop would be reworked to a like way more filled up shop where there's more options to pick from. You know, there's multiple shops around the city or something. And I saw a comment in my one of my latest, or actually not my latest, one of my oldest videos on BakuProject, which was as follows, and I'm gonna quote it right now. Why not add a virtual shop to the BakuPod, where you could literally just look at the shop on the go instead of just sitting at the shop, which I agree with. I find that to be a W suggestion, and I don't think that suggestion has been made, which I was very tempted to make it, but knowing the people that just sit and camp at the shop, I'm not going to, because I don't think that suggestion is going to get accepted. But you know what I mean? Just go on the BakuPod. There should be another section where you can see the shop, or just a reworked shop instead of just Alice. Like Alice has her own stock, and then the like virtual shop has a different stock. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. That would be amazing and would be a lot more versatile for those who actually want to buy at the shop instead of just sitting there with their like 15k HSP and waiting for one fucking card to appear in the shop, and then as soon as they buy it, they sell it for double the price. That shit is obnoxious, and those people are literally not even playing the game. They're literally just there to take up space and buy cards of big value and sell them so that they can earn some HSP. Which, if you're one of those people, get a grip. Come on, dude. Play the game. Next up, we got the crashes. Now, the crashes have minimized a lot lately. However, they still do happen. And when they do happen, most people have rollback issues, me included. I recently bought myself a Gillian Chords so that I'd have 2. And now I have 1 because, yeah, it crashed. Very, very unlucky. It sucks. But it is what it is. And there's nothing you can do about it. And, I mean, obviously you could quit the game, join back, and then you'd have it saved. But as soon as you buy the card and you put it in your deck and the game crashes, that shit's gone. And I hate that. I really hate that. 2v2s or 3v3s never happen. Now, obviously, I'm talking about tournaments, because you can initiate 2v2s or 3v3s at any time. But when I'm online with my squad from Purgatory and I'm trying to play a couple of games and earn some HSP, obviously, you don't want to play against NPCs, because NPC battles take equally as long as a tournament battle. Now, 2v2s and 3v3s, those tournaments, I don't know why they don't happen anymore. I barely see them happen, and when they do happen, I assume there's a webmaster or something online that, you know, starts it. But I find it very bad that they've just stopped happening, and when, you know, like, when tournaments are happening, and it's, I don't know what happens, but the tournament screen just freezes on a single victor, and it just doesn't restart. I assume that's because the webmasters have to manually restart it so that the game doesn't crash or get issues with performance. If that's the case, fair enough. But yeah, I'd love to see some more 2v2s or 3v3s, because I'm not a fan of 1v1s. They just take way too long, especially with 30 plus players. I'm good, G. Like, I'd rather fight against NPCs over that, actually. Some Guardians, Elico, are stupidly terrible in certain attributes. And Elico especially. I would say he's terrible in every attribute that you play him. His ability, if you don't know, he can attribute change. However, he can also change the positions of him and any Bakugan on the field. Or one Bakugan and a different Bakugan. Now, it sounds like a pretty good ability, but it's very situational. Obviously, you can 3v1 because of it. You could switch out a Drago with one of your Bakugan. It's like, you wouldn't really want to use him. There are better options out there. And the only Elico that I see being useful is the Pyrus one. Pyrus Elico makes it so you take the attribute of your opponent and they get your attribute, and you take like, what, 50 Gs from them? Or something like that. I'm not really sure what it is. That is only usable on attribute cards. So again, against players, not very usable. All in all, I think Elico might be one of the worst PvP Bakugan I've ever seen. Except for, what's his name? Fortress. Yeah, he's terrible. So what I do suggest is we do rework some of these Bakugan, because I would love to use Elico. And sadly, for Ventus, he's just not cutting it. Like, he literally just is not doing the job that I want him to do. And speaking of attribute changers, now, I know I'm saying this again. This was in a previous video as well, and I've taken this up on literally every stream that I've done. Attribute changing should be reworked. Now, hear me out. I recently tested out a theory that I thought would work on stream, where I used Ventus Elfin, and I had ability cards from her different attributes, where obviously if you have a Ventus Elfin, she can become Aquos and Pyrus. And I got myself the, what was it? I think I tried to use the Ventus ability as her being Aquos, and it didn't work, which in the show, she would then attribute change and then do it. So, like, it would be pretty cool if you could choose the attribute they can turn into, or they could become the attribute that you're about to use an ability card for. Now, I find that to only make sense because of the fact that they're so terribly unbalanced, and the only way you could run them is if you actually have a hazard deck, or if you have a attribute changing deck completely focusing on the aspect of attribute changing. I find that we need to have more diversity. So I think it's pretty dumb that you have to run a full-on attribute changing deck just so you can run one of them. I don't like that. Obviously, you can use attribute cards to manipulate the game. However, you got to think about this in a competitive aspect. Why would you ever use an attribute card that does not correspond to your attribute when your opponent could have that attribute card? Or he could be that attribute that you have a card for. You would literally just be benefiting your opponent. And let's say, in my case, if I were to go against a Pyrus player with a Pyrus attribute card, I would literally fuck myself because I'm not going to overpower a Pyrus user. That's not going to happen. Let me know what you guys think about attribute changing in the comments down below. Me personally, just let us choose when we throw. Just let it happen. It's not that big a deal. And if it is, you could always just revert it. It's not that hard to do. Next topic, this is just a personal one for me because I do fight against NPCs literally every day on stream. I find it very tedious how long matches against Spectra and Gus give such little HSP. They're supposed to be the strongest NPCs in the game right now, and they literally give equal amounts of HSP to everybody else. So there's no merit to actually fighting them, except for just getting the crown. I think the harder the NPC is, the more HSP you should get. I literally fight Spectra and Gus and whoever else every single day on stream multiple times. And I just get 1,500 or something HSP for it. And the battles are long. And I mean long. So I think they should just have a higher HSP multiplier. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think that's totally valid considering they have a 600 Helios that can snipe any Bakugan on your field. For Ventus, that's literally a nightmare. So yeah, make it happen, bro. That should make sense. This next section is just going to be what I think BakuDev should prioritize, if anything. And obviously, I'm not doing this in any specific order. I'm just saying focus on these aspects because these are probably the aspects that are the most important. Fix the lag issues and the crashes. Those are the biggest issues to, let players play the game. If it constantly lags, people don't want to play the game. And if they do, they're going to be in a battle for literally 30 minutes against one NPC. And that's not really fun. I actually took a timer and I timed how long an NPC battle against Jules would be. Now, obviously, the battle was only long because she kept spamming abilities. However, think about it like this. If that was a PvP match, it would have been hell. The match I took against Jules was literally 15 minutes because of the lag. And the timer's just glitching out. So, PvP match definitely would be way longer. And that's not good. As well as the crashes, the rollbacks getting crazy. Fix those two. Those are they should be the main focus. I think that's pretty obvious. They should be the main focus. And BakuDev has said he is going to be checking it out. He's going to be looking into it. So he's already focusing on that right now, which pretty good. Very, very good. Next, I do think BakuDev should focus on fixing the tournaments that rarely happen or that manually get selected. I think he should make it so it works and runs perfectly fine with multiple fields working. He's already doing that, but for tournaments, that doesn't really apply, I guess. It always crashes at the end. Don't know why. It just does. And fighting in a tournament is kind of pointless due to the fact that it literally will almost certainly crash at the end every single time. It has crashed for my Purgatory members literally 4 times on stream, and it's fucking annoying. We always get to the end and we don't get compensated. It's bullshit. It shouldn't have to be like that. Well, yeah, those are the things I think BakuDev should mainly focus on. Now, that's about it from me. All in all, if I would have to give this game a rating from 1 to 10, I'd give it a solid 8. It's almost to a state where you could play it 100% without lag or issues. I would say the game's almost ready to just release. He just needs to add the rest of the Season 1 Bakugan, and I'd say the game's smooth sailing. Just release it. But, hey, who knows? I don't know what he's thinking. He might postpone the release of the game till he's done with Season 2. Fair enough, if that's the case. I have the game. It's not an issue for me. I'm not the one who's waiting for the game to release. So, hey. Yeah. I guess let's get into the interviews if I have. So you've been chosen for a random interview. I want to hear your thoughts on the game. So I'm going to ask you some questions regarding the state of the game, what you think the meta is. Obviously, we know what the meta is. You don't need to answer that, actually. So first things first, what is your experience with the crashes on the game and the lag lately? What is your experience?
Well, they've been less frequent, so it's good, I guess. It's not
Okay.
as bad as the start of the update.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Is there any issues that you see with the game currently that you'd like to take up right now? Anything that comes to mind when you when you think of BakuProject?
Hmm. Well, I guess it would be cool if the tournaments were fixed. Let's see what else.
Tournaments? Okay.
Yeah. Maybe if there was like a G power limit for the Bakugan.
Okay.
Because I've seen like some people have 500 G Neo Dragon weight.
Yeah. Wait, for real?
So for Strike Dragon, that is crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and I guess some attributes need to be improved, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one? You mean Aquos?
I think, yeah, mostly Aquas.
Okay.
But
Fair.
Zer has some flaws as well.
Okay,
I
okay.
think.
So have you used Elico ever?
Oh no. No.
Okay, I'll skip over that question. Never mind. So what are your thoughts on the shop in the game?
The shop?
Yep.
Well, it's really annoying that you can't just buy any card you want. I really don't like the randomized part of it.
Okay.
It's really hard to get all the cards you need.
Yep.
Like
yep.
never, I've never seen anyone like get an alpha blaster from it.
Wait, you need one?
Oh no, I'm good. I use Water Sword, so I'm good.
Okay. So what do you think the shop could improve on?
Well, I would be glad if you could just buy the card you want. Like, I don't really get why you have to randomize everything.
Yep. Okay. So, with the Season 2 Bakugan landing at BakuProject, which one do you think is the most broken out of them all? And, actually, don't answer that. Rather, which Bakugan do you think need to be reworked or improved?
Not actually sure. I've honestly not seen the other Bakugan. I think maybe, I don't know, Elico maybe?
Elico? Okay.
So ability cuts are quite weird.
Any traps that you think should be improved?
I don't know, still haven't tried many out of them.
Okay.
I just know that Fly Trap is really good.
Okay. So what's your team right now as a Subterra player? What's your team?
Right now it's just Subterra, Helios, Laritor, and Siege.
Last question. What are your thoughts on HSP gain after the update? Is it hard to get HSP or easy?
No, it's pretty much the same as before. It's really annoying. Like the game feels really grindy. Like I just wish you could get, I don't know, like twice the amount, maybe.
Okay. So what do you think of a system where if you fight against Spectra and Gus, which are now the most powerful NPCs in the game, you'd get a increased HSP multiplier? Would that make sense to you?
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, that would be cool. People
mean,
have suggested like that, something like that before.
Oh, okay. No, makes sense. I mean, I'm not trying to fight a 600G Helios for nothing. But yeah, thank you so much, Blah. Appreciate the interview.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Yo.
Yo.
All right. So I'm gonna be asking you a couple of questions regarding the state of BakuProject.
Of course.
Obviously, you can give me good points, bad points. If you want to stray off the questions, you can. I'm just gonna ask you questions, and if you want to keep going, you can keep going. First question. What is your opinion on the shop?
Shop. My opinion on the shop is A, it should be bigger, as in at least double the capacity. And B, there should be smaller shops around the whole map, in my opinion, so not everyone is crowded up in one place.
Next question. What are your experiences with the crashes and the lag in the recent days? You've been playing every day, so let me know what you think.
Yeah, personally, well, it seems like they fixed the lag issue for the most part. I mean, there's still a little bit stutters when you look around and everything, but crash wise, I haven't been experiencing much at all. Though I haven't really been doing tournaments since they've been going on when either A, I'm in the battle or not even home. So
Exactly. That's, yeah. I've not been able to do 2v2s or 3v3s because they rarely happen.
Yeah.
Don't know why. It is what it is. Well, that's a fair point. Okay. So,
yeah. Is there anything else on that one question, or did I miss?
no, you answered it. That's good.
Gotcha.
I was just wondering if you'd experienced any crashes. I literally said the exact same thing that you did, so it's cool. It's cool.
All right.
Next up, do you think there are any guardians in the game that need to be reworked that are absolutely shit?
Gotcha. I feel like most of the Guardians, they have at least one good ability for one attribute. And how I play with play Bakugan right now, I guess is spoilers to how I play it, but who knows? I usually run hazard cards to gain access to other attributes for their special abilities. So, for example, let's say Ventus Brontes. It's not really that good. You can run a Darkest Hazard for the extra 150 from the boost, or you can run Aqua's Hazard to run the Gear Frontier, for example. But I definitely say there's definitely a lot of Bakugan abilities that should get reworked. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
Like I don't remember all of the abilities, sadly. So
Okay. So is there one specific Bakugan that you'd point out that is completely garbage, no matter how you look at it? Could be a trap as well. Doesn't matter.
Could be a trap. Could be a trap. I would say, honestly, trap-wise, Scorpion, because, like, it sounds like a very good ability, but super situational for what it actually does. That's just my take. Yeah, I don't have the memory of what I need on the list or anything.
Okay, so you don't think any Guardian is specifically terrible?
That I remember. I don't remember all the abilities. So, but I'm pretty sure there's at least one that definitely needs a rework. I just can't think of the name or
Okay,
who it
so
is.
if I say Elico, does that ring a bell?
Elico, yes. I do know its Chaos ability and maybe Aquas. And that's pretty much it. Which is, I don't know if that's generic. It's a swap with each other, but I know the Chaos ability is pretty decent from what I heard. It's able to swap a card from your hand, or its card, with one in your used pile, which I think can be used very well in the right scenario. But again, you got to build it around that. So take that as you will.
What are your thoughts on attribute changing?
Okay, since I'm also in the testing for Bloxagon, for the people that has seen the videos, you are able to pick your attribute with Preus, and personally, after playing that, it doesn't seem too broken after trying it out in Bloxagon. So attribute changes, I think you should be able to change your attribute manually, but I would think that's definitely needs more testing with how many cards we have in this game.
What are your thoughts on HSP gain since the update?
Since the update, I mean, it seems all right. It's kind of hard to calculate everything, but like, since you have so many more cards, you're gonna need a lot more HSP. So technically, we could use a little bit more. At least I would say. Though once you get going, it's pretty easy to gain HSP. So early game, maybe have some sort of way to boost if possible. I don't know. But once you're late game, it's pretty easy.
Okay. Well, I would be expecting that from you, Mr. Pyrus Neo Drago main.
Of course. I had to. My 550 Drago had to evolve sometime. You know.
Wait,
that's
did
my
you just
story.
say 550?
My base 550 in the last update is maxed. Yeah.
You need help.
It's not. Neo is not 550.
Okay, thank God.
Not yet.
Do you
Anyway.
think you should gain more HSP for fighting Spectra, Gus, or one of the new Destroyer battle brawlers?
Yes. Yes. 100%. Because I mean, if you gain the same thing as, say, Akira or Shun, for example, then what's the point of battling someone harder than you? Like last update, the basically the final boss was basically Masquerade, even though he was still very easy. Spectra, he's the final boss with 600. He still gives, I believe, the same amount as everyone else. So there's not really a point unless you want a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with more money for stronger peoples.
Yep. Okay. Last question. What do you think about the new negates? How they've been reworked where you can only have one negate per attribute. And the only one who can break that rule, I believe, is Persian. What are your thoughts on that?
At first I was a little bit, tad bit iffy, but then after playing with the other attributes, I realized, hey, this actually makes them use their brain more instead of relying on negates. Like, yeah, let's say we went back to 10 ability cards with all the ability cards we have. I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, Darkus and Chaos are going to be using 3 to 4 of their negates the entire time. So, more brain play, equal good. It's ironic coming from me, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into that, but yeah, okay.
For another story for another day.
Yep, another day. All right, thank you so much for answering the questions. Hey, you have a good night.
Anytime.
All right.
Thank you. Have a blessed one, guys.
Well, as you guys heard, a couple of interviews, very good opinions, I'd say. A lot of people with very similar viewpoints to me. Obviously, this might be scripted. You guys might think this is scripted. It's not scripted. I literally just messaged them. Blob, I literally just went into his BC and told him, yo, get in the call. I want to interview you. And Jacob was literally about to go to sleep. I just sent him a message. Yo, you want to talk? It was like, yeah, sure. So it's like, cool people. They wanted to give their opinions. And yeah, that's what happens. So, hey, these are our thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down below. Hopefully BakuDev watches. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.